Alright guys, so what you're looking at right here is a lead list of realtors in Lake City, Michigan. Now, I put this list together for a friend of mine who is in the Power Wash Bros group. I built his website, great guy. But I just wanted to record a video here for kind of demonstration purposes. I promised I would put out a video on how to do this. There are a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to start by showing you the free way, and then I'll show you some of the other options that you can do that are not free, but will save you a ton of time. So you can see here this list of realtors. If I run a power washing company, what I want to do is I want to have a good relationship with as many realtors as possible because I want to get those referrals. Now, not all realtors are created equal, so obviously I want to go through and I want to, kind of do business with the ones who are, you know, I want to kind of filter out and find the good ones, find the ones that are actually going to send me work and not try to cheap out on price and whatnot. But the idea here is you have a list of different companies. Now, some companies will be listed multiple times, but normally it's because they have different people. So you have Remax here in Central Lake City, and then Remax of Michigan. Um, it's actually the same office, same email, different website here, and probably different representation. So there's different contacts within the company, which is nice because it gives you the opportunity to connect with multiple people, in the same organization, which is going to give you more exposure. But the idea here is you can go through and literally start making cold calls. You also have email addresses, so you can literally just blast out. You can send out a cold email, like trickle a cold email out to every person on this list that maybe says, hey, I run a power washing company. I'm just reaching out to see if you need anybody, any power washing contractors, if I could get lunch, just something like that where you can meet them, not necessarily try to sell them, but more so just try to meet them. The website's not going to be too important because you already have all the information their website's going to have. However, the important thing is right here is LinkedIn. So if you just go in and start opening LinkedIn, right, you can follow them. Mortgage One, you can see the employees that they have working with them, and you can connect with these employees. Or maybe if you go through and you don't want that one, you come down here to LinkedIn of Remax of America, and this is obviously a huge company. So this one, 43,000 employees. This isn't going to be as useful, but you might be able to refine it down, closer to just your area. But here we have a smaller one, uh, Don Kelly Real Estate Sales. Right, we'd open this and use this guy. This is an actual guy. Now, if you don't have, I mean, it's probably depending on your market. Maybe you have the paid version of LinkedIn where you could simply just reach out and offer to buy this guy lunch, or just build your network with this person. But you can literally see the owner and maybe find a way to actually get in touch with him. You can visit his personal website if you want to. You come down here, and I'm just showing you this kind of as an example, guys. Just kind of the LinkedIn's probably one of the most important features of this whole thing. Now you can see here, you can send a message to this lady, high-end residential and commercial specialist at Caldwell Banker. She probably has some good connections, so this would be a good one to get in touch with. 9 years and 6 months, or 9.5 years, working here, so she definitely has some experience and probably some good connections as well. So you also have their Facebook page, and their Instagram and Twitter, which are also very important, by the way. You can go through here and check out the Facebook page for Mortgage One, and you could like the page if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but you can like the page. You can go through, see what they're about, and just do your research on them, really, right? Um, but you come in here, you can do the same thing on Instagram and Twitter. Go through, message them on LinkedIn, message them on Facebook. But here's one of the most important things, right? I'm big on automation. We're all big on automation. What you can do here is, assuming you actually get their address, you can actually send postcards automatically. I mean, you use Dope 360, you use SendGem, whatever you use for your postcard mailer. You simply just take these addresses, throw them in there, put together a design, and then maybe you do a drip campaign. So you send 3 or 4 postcards, or the handwritten cards, or you send something that'll stand out and get their attention. So now you get a touch point here by sending them a postcard, 60 cents a postcard, dirt cheap. Automatically send them an email, do a voicemail drop if you have to, just do a ringless voicemail drop. You don't even have to call them. Or if you wanted to, you could literally just go through and make cold calls and call each and every one of these potential prospects. So this is a list. Now I want to show you how to build a list. Like I said, I'm going to show you the free version here first. So let's say I wanted to build a list of, right? Let's say I want to build a list of realtors. And let's just go Pittsburgh. All right. This is one of the most underrated tools in our industry, and really every industry, really. Google My Business. Okay. You can literally go through here, and I mean, even if you go to page 10, scroll all the way to the bottom, there are more pages to go, right? So you can basically go through, and this person has one star review. Let's just say this is the first one I came across, and I'll go back, right? You could literally mine all this data. So right off the bat, you got the address. And I'm not going to divide this up just for the sake of time. If you want to, or if you're hiring somebody to do it, it's nice to have them divide this up, address, city, state, zip code, or you could just put it all in one line. It really is up to you how you do that. But you just come down here, come to their website, right? And then if you want their website, you don't even have to, and you don't really need to have the website if you don't want the website, but you can grab the website. And then you're just going to kind of look down here and just right click, copy link address on the Facebook. You just throw the Facebook link in there. Go back, do the same thing on LinkedIn, right click, copy link address. Throw the LinkedIn link right there. Oops. Same thing with Instagram. Copy link address. And same thing with Twitter. Okay, now we got their business name. Control C. Oh my. Control C. Grab their email. I'd probably have to go back on the website to grab that. And sometimes the email's at the top, sometimes at the very bottom. So you can see this is kind of a time-consuming process, but it's one of those things where, if you have the time to sit, to go through and do it, then you have the time to sit through and do it, and let's go check out their Facebook page. Sometimes you can find the email address through Facebook. Okay. All right, yep. Neat. And you just throw that in there. Okay, so you see we have all this information, the name, telephone number, email, website, LinkedIn profile. Now, this is the long way of doing it. You see how long it took me to do just that one? It's 9 minutes into the video. I started about 4 minutes in. So it's been about 4 or 5 minutes now. And I've gotten one person, right? So let's say it takes you 2 minutes per person. To build a list of 30 people is going to take you an hour, right? However, that hour that you spend, you blast out an email. One person, let's say you spent an hour building the list. One person might turn into, a $350 job, and then that could snowball into, a $5,000 apartment complex job a year from now that you never would have gotten had you not done it, right? So it's going to take some time. It is very time consuming to do it, but it's useful because you can get in front of them with a cold call, right? You can get on their radar with a call. You can get on their radar with an email. You can get on their radar by reaching out on LinkedIn. You can get on their radar by messaging them on Facebook, sending, tagging them in a post, following them, whatever, right? You can get in front of their radar with a postcard. So this is like 5 different ways. I mean, that's not even including Instagram or Twitter. 5 different ways to get in front of your potential prospects. And you can do this with hundreds of different prospects. Now, yes, it does take time, and yes, it is a tedious process, but if it's snowing outside and you have nothing else to do, or you have 1, 2, or 3 hours of free time a day, you might as well do it. You might as well do it. Now, let's say you don't want to sit through and build a list this way. Maybe you don't have the attention span or the focus or whatever, and you'd rather have somebody else do it. Well, there are a couple different options. One, you could literally just pay somebody to go through and do it, and that's how you're going to get the best data. Or you could mine the data, or you could buy the data. There are different miners out there. I'm not going to get too much into miners, but I know if you go into a website or a company like DNB, DNB lead list, go through here. Let's see here. Right, if you go through DNB and go in and create an account, start off with a free trial, whatever. Again, I'm not a supporter of this company. I'm not big on it, but people were asking me about lead list mining when I started coming out with the lists. You can do that, or if you know the slightest, not even really the slightest. If you're into programming or bots in general, you can actually build out a bot using UBot Studio. That actually mines data using Google, using the Google My Business listing. So you can do it that way as well. I don't want to get too much into that because I could talk about it for a long time, but that's really my biggest strategy. So I've been thinking about this lately. If you need a lead list built for you, I'm actually probably going to start selling lead lists. Not 100% sure yet, early stages. But if you are interested in, let's say, realtors or HOA managers, or but probably shouldn't say HOA managers. We'll have to do some more research on that. But if you want a list of realtors or restaurant owners or hotels, or just those types of things in your area, just send me a message, or when I do come out with it, I'll put a link out so you guys can find it, and I'll make sure you have access to it. After this video, I'll put out a video also showing you how to, let's say you've already called them, you've sent them multiple emails, you've sent them multiple postcards, you've reached out on LinkedIn. I'm going to show you how you can actually target them specifically on Facebook with Facebook ads, a very specific audience. So I'll be putting that video out right after this one, so stay tuned.